All right, Shalom. Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikakwadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. All right. And this lesson is entitled A Thief in the Night. Okay. Uh, if you don't already know, we have the plagues are hitting America. Babylon the Great. We have the so-called the hantavirus. We have the neurovirus, and you got Ebola that's threatening. Okay, at the same time, all of those three were announced in this month. Okay, so the Lord is bringing these plagues forth left and right. Okay, and we're living in a time like no other. Okay, a time like no other. Okay. The We're being threatened with energy crisis as well. Okay, all of these plagues are coming all at once. So we know we're getting close to the pretty much the shutdown of America all over again. Okay, the lockdown. All right. Genesis 6 and 5 through 8. Let's read that real quick. Genesis chapter 6 and 5. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart were only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping things, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I had made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Okay, Noah was a representative of the elect. Okay, all right, the elect remnant of the day, him and his family. All right, verse 11, Genesis 6 and 11. The earth also was corrupt before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. And the Most High looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And the Most High said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Okay, so what has happened is things are getting the same way now. Okay, let's go to Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, and it reads, that which has been is now, and that which is to be has already been, and the Most High requireth that which is past. So just like in Noah's day, the Lord brought a major judgment, okay, and he's going to bring uh, another great judgment again, all right, which is the second death. The first great death was the flood, okay. He brought the flood during Noah's day and preserved his family, all right, 8 souls, okay. The second death is going to be by fire, all right, in the Lord's day, and it's going to come like a thief in the night, okay, upon the world, okay, all right, and only a remnant, all right, will be preserved from the Israelite, only a remnant, okay. Anyone that's here in America, Babylon the Great, will be destroyed, okay, all right, if they're not of the Israelite stock, okay, the 144,000 and one third, a great multitude, okay. If they're not amongst them, then they're going to be destroyed here and melted, all right, by the fire, okay, all right, all right. So Noah prophesied for 120 years, okay, and the prophets today, all right, beginning with Great Millstone. They've been at it for over 40 years. All right. All right. Beginning with Abba Bivens. All right. And the One West camps. They've been prophesying for over 40 something years. Okay. All right. And we can see that the Lord is hearing them because the prophecies are coming to pass. All right. That we have spoke of on the highways and hedges. All right. Great judgments is now here in the earth. Okay. All right. Uh, and of course, we have been prophesying the downfall of Babylon the Great, just like our forefathers did. All right. They prophesied in their captivities. Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and read Jeremiah 28 and 8. Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. And that's what we do. We warn the elect of Israel, we and the Israelites, the children of Israel, of what's to come. Okay. All right. Matthew 24 and 14. Let's go there. Read that. It said there would be a great witness that will be given in the earth before the end will come. All right. Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. All right. So this work is being done on the daily. Okay. Men are putting out lessons and epistles every day. Okay. Through Great Millstone camps. Okay. All right. To edify um, the elect of Israel. Okay. All right. The believers. Okay. Isaiah 1 and 9. Let's go there. Isaiah 1 and verses 9. It says, except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. So the Lord is going to preserve his elect men and women. Okay. All right. Just like he preserved Noah. Okay. All right. During the flood, they're going to be protected from this fire that's going to come on the earth. Okay. All right. Nuclear destruction. All right. And the fire from the chariots of the Lord. Okay. So the Lord will be bringing a total cleansing and reset. All right. It's called the kingdom of heaven. All right. A new world order in righteousness. All right. It's going to be set up with Yahweh Shai, uh, King David, the 144,000 members. All right. Okay. And 1/3 of all Israel. Okay. 2/3 of Israel will be destroyed. Okay. Because they were not chosen of the Lord. Okay. They were not of the chosen. Okay. And they're not gonna be seeking the Lord either. All right. So the Lord will bring a total cleansing and reset, new world order and righteousness. Okay, according to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. Okay, that's how the new government will be set up. Okay, uh, uh, by the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, and this is going to be done by removing Esau, Edom out of rulership, the so-called white man. All right. All right. Beginning with the international banking families. All right. That control this world. Okay. Your Rothschilds, your Gettys, your DuPonts, your Oppenheimers. They're the ones behind the scenes controlling the so-called billionaires that run the corporations here in America. All All right. America is a corporation. They they rule over them. All right. Okay. Daniel 4 and 17. But it's the Lord who set them up, okay, to rule the earth. Okay. Daniel chapter 4 and 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men. So the Lord is the one who set up these empires. He set up Esau, Edom, the Edomites to rule during this time period in the Roman Empire. Okay, we're in another Roman Empire. Okay, a revised Roman Empire. Okay, we're in Babylon the Great. We're in another Egypt, okay, all right, as well. Okay, these are similitudes uh, of the Lord. He speaks through the similitudes through the ministry of the prophets. All right, let me read that real quick. Hosea 12 and 9, so you can understand. All right, Hosea 12 and 9, and I that am the Lord, thy power from the land of Egypt will yet make thee to dwell in tabernacles as in the days of the solemn feast. I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. You see that? So that's the reason why we tell you that this is another Babylon, this is another Nineveh, this is another Egypt, this is another. You see, because a man is reincarnated, regenerate. We do the same things over and over again. Okay, in a different life. Our spirits are reborn back in the earth. They return back to the Most High when we die. The body goes back to the earth, but the spirits return back to the Most High. All right, to be sent back again and reborn in the earth. That's how it works. Okay, all right, and uh, man just does things, repeats over and over in history. Okay, the Lord has set it up this way. All right. Okay, so I have also spoken by the prophets, verse 10, Hosea 12 and 10. He speaks through his men. He don't come down here and tell you anything. He speaks through his men. All right. I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. Okay. So you have to understand that. It's very important to know. All right. All right. Sirach 10 and 8. All right. There's going to be a transition of power. All right. That's what this new world order is going to be. The kingdom of heaven. It's going to be a transition of power from Esau to Jacob. And let's read that. Sirach, which would be Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. Okay. Ecclesiasticus. All right, 10 and verses 8. And it reads, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right. And the Lord has promised to give the kingdom of heaven to Jacob. Okay. He was uh uh Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, was passed over by the Lord, and the kingdom of heaven will be given to the seed line of Jacob, the children of Israel. Second Esdras 6 and verses 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? In other words, what would be the end of an age? Okay. All right. Right now, Esau Edom is ruling the whole planet Earth. Okay. All right. You have to understand that the Roman Empire was reestablished. All right. You can look up the Treaty of Rome, which the EU, America, is Babylon the Great riding upon NATO and the EU, which represents the beast. All right. Okay. So they reestablished the Roman Greco-Roman Empire over all over again. All right. Okay. You have to understand that. All right. So verse second Andrew 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, when shall be the parting asunder of times, and when shall be the end of the first, this earth age, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born to him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Okay. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Jacob is going to inherit the kingdom of heaven, the whole planet Earth. You have to understand that. Okay. The Israelites are going to inherit this. All right. This was an angel uh that told Esdras. Okay. Esdras. Okay. All right. So for all you Christians out here, black Christians that say that or all you unbelievers, I say that say that this is the white man's book, then you're saying that the so-called white man wrote a book that condemns him. You understand? So that doesn't make any sense. All right. The Bible condemns them. You understand? So why would he allow us to have it? It was the spirit of the Lord that made it happen. Okay. He used it for his own purpose. Okay. In order to basically control and enslave Jacob. But he didn't actually understand the book. All right. Because if he did, he would have burned it. Okay. Just a little tidbit there. You understand? Because this book condemns him. All right. As the wicked. All right. Let's go there real quick. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay, you see that? So the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked, which the wicked is Esau, Edom. All right, in which we continue to tell you this. All right. All right. So we'll go to Ephesians 6:10-12, which identifies the wicked that's controlling this world. Okay. Ephesians 6:10, and it reads, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay. And that spiritual wickedness in high places has been identified. Okay. It is nothing but the so-called white man, the elite, the top elite. All right. If you were paying attention, the Epstein files were released. All right. And they told you that these rich elite people, all right, worship Baal. They worship Baal. All right. So the best of these Edomites, these so-called white men, these billion trillionaires, okay, all right. They worship Satan by default. Baal worship. They told you, everybody's heard it around the world. Okay. The Epstein files. They sacrifice children and celebrities and people. Okay. All right. For power. All right. Literally. So this is what this scripture is talking about. Verse 12, 6 and 12. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And the Lord has made them bare to the whole earth. Everybody knows. All right. So this is a direct indication that they're at their end. Okay. Because they have been identified as the wicked, the devil the Bible speaks of. All right. Okay. All right. So that's the reason why the wars are going to be fought. The nations are going to be brought to, um, are going to come against America, and uh, the world war is going to be fought. Okay. All right. The top Bacon families, the Edomites, including the small hats, okay, over there in Israel, the Amalekites, they control America. These corporations, okay. All right, we send them billions of dollars. All right, they get free health care, uh, free everything at the expense of the American people. Okay, their taxes through their taxes. Okay, all right, all right. They know that the Lord is real. All right, okay, and they know that Jacob, the 12 tribes, is going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. All right, so uh, they're in a battle for the birthright, which was passed over them. All right, okay, they're in a battle for the birthright that was given to Jacob. Okay, because Esau was the firstborn son, and the Lord passed over him for the birthright. So they're fighting for it, and that's what all this is all about. The coming against the so-called Negro, the Native American, Hispanic. That's what this is all about. That's why they're coming against them at this time. Okay. All right. They want to regain the birthright, and they want to rule forever. Okay. All right. That's what they want. All right. These so-called rich white men. Okay. They want to rule forever. And they're in satanic rebellion against the Most High. Let's go to 1 Samuel 15 and 23. All right, they're in satanic rebellion against the Most High. 1 Samuel 15 and 23. This is what Samuel told King Saul. It says, "For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, okay? And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he has also rejected thee from being king." Okay, so when you rebel against these words that we're telling you, okay, you Israelites out there, all right, you're rebelling against the Most High. When we tell you, all right, America's going to be destroyed, all these things that's going to come to pass, and you don't believe them, all right, that'll never happen. You're rebelling against the Most High. Okay, so Esau Edom has been born to rebel against the Most High, to be wicked. He is uh, 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 he was put on earth to be the wicked, okay, to be an adverse and an adversary against the Most High, representative for Satan here on earth. So they're adverse. They want their own new world order, okay. Whereas, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to put it together here now in America, Babylon the Great. They're trying to set this up, okay, their own new world order. They don't want the kingdom of heaven. Okay. They know it's coming, unlike a lot of Israelites out here that don't believe. They know it's coming. So that's the reason why they're preparing. They're getting everything together. Okay. They're the elites, they have told them what to do. All right. So they have plans to subdue the people, all the people, and subdue the Israelites. That's what they want to do. Okay. They don't want them to get the kingdom of heaven. All right. All right. The Lord Yahweh Shai has revealed and made them bare and naked to the earth with these Epstein files. Uh, we now know the representatives and who the representatives of Satan are. We've been knowing that though. Okay. We've been telling you week in and week out. All right. Yeah. These Epstein files, they totally exposed them. Jeremiah 49, 7 and 10. All right. So this prophecy is come to pass. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 49, 7 It's 7 through 10. Okay. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. And this is the point, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Okay. So Esau has been made bare. Okay. And as it says, if grape gatherers come to thee, would they not have leave some gleaning grapes? That's them, their MO. They have stolen the resources from the nations. Okay. They have spoiled them. Okay. All right. You have to understand that they just took hold of possession of Venezuela's oil. That's what the Lord is trying to tell you. Wouldn't you leave some gleaning grapes for somebody else? That's what the Lord is saying. They won't. They're the wicked. All right. All right. You have to understand that. Okay. Like if you look out and you take a drive out, you see miles and miles of land, empty land and stuff like that. But they won't give it to the people to have homes to live on. They keep it all for themselves. You understand? That's what the Lord is saying. They keep, they don't they're they basically just covet resources and take them, okay, by violence. All right. That's Micah 2, 1 through 3. All right. But the Lord has made them bare so everyone can see their wickedness. All right. So what do? Since this is his happened? They institute their new world order plans. Okay. And this is done in wickedness, not in righteousness, like the kingdom of heaven that the Lord is going to set the Israelites up in. Okay. So now they're instituting their own new world order in wickedness to subdue and remain in rulership forever. They're going to subdue Jacob, the 12 tribes, all right, and anyone who does not that is a dissent. They come against the government, all right, by using AI and technology to enslave the world. Okay, they're going to use AI and technology, Palantir, all right, to search out social media, all right, flag you for whatever you say online, whatever. That's what's coming. All right. And they have the detention centers ready for everybody to be subdued. They got 24 of them coming up, and they're also going to be using uh, military bases, all right, to house people when they crash the economy and bring everything down. Okay. All right. All right. So soon you're going to be required a digital ID. You're going to have to get your biometrics read, all right, in order to participate in society. All right, this is coming. All right, right now, Mexico has to the 29th of June, all right, to get their biometrics up and all of that, or they're going to cut their phones off. You see, all right, all right. But their master plan is to enslave you, all right, and put an implant in your forehead and in your hand. Revelation chapter 13 and 16. So let's go to John 10 and 10. John 10 and 10. And all of this is coming, all right, fast, like a thief in the night. John 10 and 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come, and that's Yahushua, that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Who's the they? The Israelites. All right. All right. Mainly beginning with his men. Okay. All right. The elect of Israel. Okay. All right, so we'll read Revelation 13 and 16. Revelation 13 and 16, and it reads, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had wrong scripture, I'm sorry. Revelation 13 and 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." Okay. So that's what they're coming with. We just had an announcement from Elon Musk that he said that this is going to give you God-like powers. All right. It's going to be, when you get this in your head, what he's saying is that you'll be like it's gonna be like Jesus, like powers. That's what he stated. In other words, it will make you be able to see again if you're blind, uh, hear again, all right, talk again. These are the statements that were made by Elon Musk. All right. So that should let you know that what this is. It's the MOTB. All right. Okay. This statement is online. You can get it on probably on TikTok or something. All right. So verse 16, 13, and 16, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to buy or sell without it. It's going to begin with the digital ID. You're going to have the biometrics set up before you can participate in society. And eventually, their master plan is to uh, uh, get that technology put in your hand or in your forehead. Okay. All right. And this will be the they will crown their enterprise a success. All right. Nouveau Order Seclorum, which is on the back of your dollar bill. New Order of the Ages. All right. When this happens, they will crown their enterprise a success because they will own you then. Literally, they will own you. You will be branded like a horse. They will own you. You see? So let's read Revelation 14 and 9 first. All right. All right, that's their master plan. Okay. Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." So if you take this, you ain't going to get salvation. You're not going to be delivered by the chariots of the Lord when those missiles are launched from the end of the earth. Okay. All right. During this great war that's coming. All right. Okay. So the devil's made it plain to you. Okay. So, all right. The Epstein files. So they made it plain to you who they are. Okay. All right. They let you know up front. Okay. What, what, uh, what their deal is. Okay. Even this administration through DJ Trumpet, they've let you know straight up, hey, make America white again. All right. They come against they got policies, all right, Project 2025, in which laid out that they were doing away with civil rights type things. They just said they want to strike down your voting privileges. Uh, what else? They, of course, they've came against the so-called Hispanics and shipping them out of here, putting them in detention camps. All right, they're profiting off of this. Okay, all right, they're profiting. That's the new American dream for these elites, to profit off of your imprisonment in these detention camps. Okay, all right. So all of this is coming after the children of Israel. You people of the Americas, and the so-called Negro eventually. They're gonna come after us as well. All right. All right, that's coming. And they already challenge, they're challenging, that's why they were challenging birthright citizenship. Okay. Because if they had it their way, they would cast that down too, so they can come against us as well. All right. And the Native Americans. All right. So they made it plain to you, let you know that they the devil. Okay. By coming over these policies, you should understand that. All right. You know, so he's made it plain to you. So all you Israelites, you need to flee from his ways, the Edomites' ways. All right. Their Christmas, their New Year's, their holidays, this Memorial Day, 250-year celebration. You shouldn't be taking a part of none of that stuff. Because the Lord, he's already uh, 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 decided to end America. You can see the fall. You're witnessing it yourself. Okay. All right. But all of you all who do not want the kingdom of heaven, you reject the Lord, you reject what we're saying here. All right. You're Israelite. This is what this is what Yahweh Shai has said. Okay. Luke 19 and 27. All right. He said, but those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them. You would rather Esau, Edom, the devil, to remain here in Babylon the Great, and him to stay in power. Okay. Bring them hither and slay them before me. That's the thought frame of the Savior. Okay. Bring them hither and slay them before me. I read that again. But those mine enemies, you become an enemy of the Lord if you reject the gospel. Okay. This is a simple thing. You need to come out of Christianity, come out of wickedness. All right. Seek the Lord. Okay. All the men that have been called to teach this word, you need to be teaching it. Okay. All right. Women, they be to be silent and listen to their husbands. Okay. All right. Okay. Because that's what's commanded. Okay. And you know, and study the Bible. Okay, that's what the Lord calls for us to do. All right. He says, but those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So all the celebrities that have taken the bag from the so-called white man and that are still involved in this musical thing, you know, with Hollywood and all of that, all of them are compromised. I mean, all of them are they're in a situation where they have to do, if they're super making that money, they have to do certain things in order to get that money. Okay. All right. So the Lord is he's going to destroy them. All right. All your famous celebrities that are super rich, you gotta pay attention to what they're doing. All right. Because more behind the scenes, all right, they're doing wickedness. All right. In order to please the devil, their master, Esau Edom. All right. Because they got all the money. Right. But they're gonna come down with great wrath here soon. All right, they're already doing it, but they're going to come forth even. It's going to only get worse, intensify. All right, so let's read Revelation 12 and 12. Revelations 12 and verse 12, and it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time." So they know they have a short time. So that's why they're speeding up now. All these things are taking place. You're going to get the digital ID. All these things are going to come forth. All right. Palantir is online right now. All right. They have the Raven, in which uh, I think this police officer has stated, this black police officer, I have a video on it, said that if you fire a gun, they're going to know your location immediately, okay, and subdue you, okay? And plus they have the flock cameras in which take pictures of your license plate, okay? So they're going to come forth with even more technology, all right? Just like China, because that's what they want. They want Just go and look at China, how China is. They got social credit score, all of that. If you come against them in any way, they cut you off from your digital currency. All right, right. That's what's coming. They're coming down with great wrath. All right. Plus, I had mentioned the detention centers and so forth that they already have set up. Okay, for when they call for martial law or emergency. All right, to lock this place down completely. All right. Okay, we've been ruled over by that cruel Lord. The Lord raised up DJ Trumpet. He's the cruel Lord that the Lord has ruling over Babylon the Great. All right. And that's Isaiah 19 and 4. It said, and the Egyptians, okay, there's another similitude, will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. Okay. And a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts. DJ Trumpet is that king. All right, as you can see. All right. So that's who you have ruling over you, a fierce, cruel Lord. Okay. All right. So this cruel Lord has been instituted in order to make America white again or solidify white supremacy by cutting off civil rights again, as I stated, protections and programs from you Israelites. Okay. All right. Casting the Hispanics, they are a lot of them amongst them are of the northern kingdom of Israel, right, into detention camps. All right. Challenging birthright citizenship and the fulfilling the prophecy of Jacob's trouble. All right. It's the Lord who's using them, okay, Esau, Edom, to bring forth this judgment. All right. Proverbs 21 and 1. The Lord's is the one making this happen. Proverbs 21 and 1. And it reads, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as a river of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So it's the Lord who's controlling uh these men. We don't have free will. All right. It's the Lord who sends forth his angels and spirits to for you to do what you're doing every day. Okay. All right. Believe it or not. Yep. So it's coming as a thief in the night. This and what I mean by that is the um that final plague, the Lord's day. Okay. All right. First Thessalonians 5, 1 through 6. First Thessalonians 5, 1 through 6, and it reads, but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travaileth upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. For ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. Okay. All right. So that day should not overtake us as a thief, because why? Because we're watching. A lot of you out there listen to the brothers, all right, and their lessons, and so you understand what's getting ready to happen. Okay. All right. They're gonna come and of course, um the surveillance cameras and all of that is, trying to they're telling, that establish safety, you know what I'm saying, in peace. All right. But it won't. Okay. It will not. Okay. And the Lord is going to bring the judgment. It's a clear sign that we're getting close, all right, to the end. Okay. World War III, all right, and all the perils that the Lord has to bring upon America, Babylon the Great. All right, judgments. All right, a thief, it means to steal. Okay, so what Apostle Paul was saying was, you're not going to be aware, okay, of what's coming. It's going to be like a thief in the night. You're not going to be aware. You're going to be unaware. Okay, that's what it means. It shall come as a thief in the night. Okay, all right. The day is going to be the day of the Lord, which means total destruction by fire of America, Babylon the Great, and it's going to come in a series of plagues. All right, and those plagues are hidden even now. Okay, all right. Let's go to Second Esdras 15 and 10. Second Esdras 15 and verses 10, and it reads, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before and will destroy all the land thereof." So he uses the similitude of Egypt. That's America. Okay. Okay. The Lord is going to bring forth these plagues. All right. Right. And he's using Esau, Edom to bring out these plagues as well. Okay. As before, like in a when they were free from Egypt. Okay. Series of plagues went forth. Okay. Job 5 and 19, but he's going to deliver his elect from them. Okay. These plagues. Job 5 and 19. And it reads, "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee." All right. That 7th plague is total destruction. That's the nuclear destruction. "In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be in at peace with thee." All right, because that's going to be a part of the judgment. The Lord is going to bring forth these beasts, okay, in the earth. And it's a natural cause and effect as well, because once the grinding stops, okay, the work stops, everything gets quiet outside. When this happens, the animals that are in the forest think everything is okay to come out. Okay. So you're gonna be having mountain lions running through here. That's gonna be a part of the judgment. Okay. All right, that's what the Lord is gonna bring. Okay. That's why he's saying you'll be at peace with the beasts of the field, because they're gonna come out. All right. But that 7th trouble is gonna be the final plague of judgment, the nuclear war. But the prophets, the men of the Lord that the Lord has set up, have been keeping watch, all right, and letting you know as the events unfold, all right, breaking it down and showing you in the scriptures what it is, all right, filtering it through the scriptures, all right. Let's go to Mark 13:34 through 37. This was a command from Yahushua that his men watch. All right. And it reads, Mark 13:34 through 37. "For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants, and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch." Verse 35, "Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch." And he's telling his men to watch, okay, these prophecies as they unfold, okay? And Yahushua is a spirit of prophecy. So he, in this entire Bible, Okay, his spirit is in the entire book. Okay, so we have to pay attention to this book to know to not be caught off guard. Okay, it's gonna come as a thief in the night. All right. So, but if you're watching, you'll know what comes next because it's all written. You understand? So you listen to the men of the Lord, you know what's gonna happen. All right. Where is it? Isaiah. Let me see if I can find that. Um, S- Salakia. Yeah. Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation and the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times. Okay. This wisdom is what's going to preserve you to have this understanding. Okay. And that's why we give you these reminders all the time, not to take the implant, uh, separate yourself from the so-called white man. These little things. Never trust thine enemy. All of these things came from the prophets of old that is written in the scriptures to keep you safe. Okay. All right. All right. Even down to if you're gonna, store up, the Lord says, store up things in heaven rather than on earth, because a lot of people think that they can prep their way to safety. But no, you're not gonna be able to, because they already got the devil has already got the plans to kick in your door and take your stuff. You understand? So that's the reason why wisdom is very key. You know what I'm saying? In other words, you need the Lord. You need the spirit of the Lord on you. Don't worry about that, the food and how you're gonna eat and stuff, because they probably gonna come in and take everything you have anyway. All right. If it ain't the government, the your next door neighbor, for lack of food and bread. You understand? I mean, just saying. So, all right. Ezekiel 7:14 tells us that the watchman would be he would be warning the sheep. Ezekiel 7:14, and it reads, they have blown the trumpet even to make all ready. All right. That's what was done in the ancient world. There would be a man in a high tower, and he'd have a horn, and if an enemy is coming, he'd blow that horn, that trumpet. That's what that means. They have blown the trumpet. That would be your men of the Lord. That's the reason why we speak loudly in the camps so everybody can hear. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready. But none goeth to the battle. Most people just don't listen. All right. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The Lord's still going to bring the wrath on everybody. Okay. Even the men of the Lord. I mean, they're not going to suffer as like everyone else, but they're going to go through the tribulation that's coming. All right. Guess I'll read that. Acts 14 and 22. Acts 14 and 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So even the men of the Lord gonna go through what's coming in the earth. But the Lord said He would cover us and protect us during this time. And that's what we're trying to get you to understand. All right. This is the only thing that you're going to have to help you. All right. Is the angels, the spirit of the Lord. That's it. Of Yahushua. Right. Calling on the name of Yahushua. Yahweh, Yahushua. Okay. That's going to be your only protection in that time. All right. Joel 2 and 1. Again, you know, we are sent to warn you. Joel 2 and 1. From this Lord's day, catching you off guard as a thief in the night. Joel 2 and 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. That's what the Lord has commanded his men to do. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. So it's coming, it's on the way. Okay, it's going to come as a destruction as well. Let's Isaiah chapter 13 and 6 tells us that, you know. It says, How ye, for the day of the Lord, okay, it's going to come as a thief in the night, right? Is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. So the Lord sent his men to warn you about this. All right. Right. Second Esdras. No, we'll go to Ezekiel 3 and 17 to let you know the Lord did send the men to warn you. Okay. They were commanded to. All right. Ezekiel 3 and 17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. See, so that's our one of our main jobs is to do that. All right, to warn you. Okay. Second Ezra 15 and 1. The Lord is saying the same thing. Second Ezra 15, 1 through 6. Right. And he's also telling you why. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people. All right, you see that? The Israelites, the word of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, for anyone that's speaking against us. All right, the Lord said, don't worry about them. All right, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Okay. Behold, saith the Lord, he's saying he will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. All right. So these works have been fulfilled. They've been the devil has been revealed in the earth. Okay. His wickedness is a wave of terror, all right, has been pointed out on the internet, on TikTok, or the things that they did to the so-called Negroes, Native American Hispanics, people are putting that out. You know, they've been revealed in the earth as a so-called white man. All right. Okay. Nations are despising this place. So what comes next? All right. That's the reason why they're enacting their New World Order policy. All right. This Novo Order Seclorum on the back of your dollar bill, which means New Order of the Ages. All right. They're coming forth with this right now. Okay. All right. Why? Because they believe what the Bible says. All right. So they're like, you know what? We're gonna set up our own order of things. And they're gonna subdue the people. All right. They have the National Guard on standby and the ICE. Okay. That's what it's all about. Okay. But we're just here to warn you, you know, to turn to the Lord. That's your only way out. Or uh, Luke 17, 26 through 33. And it reads, And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. All right. And that's in our time. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also it was in the days of Lot that they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But in the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. Okay. So the bottom line is the Lord is going to catch everyone off guard. Okay. They're going to be doing what they normally do, and it's going to sneak up. Okay. And catch them off guard. So the men of the Lord are here to give you these reminders so that you can see you can say, "Oh, I see that in the scriptures. Yeah, that did happen. Oh, we're getting close, and you will um continue to edify yourself by getting these epistles in your spirit and reading the Bible and studying. All right, letting the Lord know that and repenting, turn every day. You know, all right, okay, that's what you have to do. So now the stage is set. The warnings have went out by the men of the Lord or to the children of Israel. All right, the Hebrew Israelite camps. All right, sounding the alarm and prophesying the downfall of Babylon. That is being done, and we are approaching a time like no other. Matthew 24:21 through 22. All right, this great tribulation. Matthew 24, uh, 21 through 22. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Okay? So it's going to be a time like no other. All right? Let's go to Daniel 12:1 and read that. Daniel 12:1, and it reads, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people." So the Lord is going to have the angels to protect um the children of Israel, the elect. All right. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as was not such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. All right, so the elect of Israel shall be found written in the book. All right. We go to Second Ezra 16:37 through 39. Read that, right? Because these plagues they're growing in the earth here in America. And it reads, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son. With 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack that come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side." Okay. So that's where we're headed. Okay. In a time of sorrow. Okay. All right. Because when you can't get gas to go to work, when you uh struggle to uh, um get food, all right, it's gonna be a time of sorrow. Okay. But the pride of Esau has deceived him. All right. He's committed and stuck right now in this war with Iran. Okay. He's putting all on the line in order to defy the will of the Lord. Okay. All right. They're not backing out. They're not gonna say, "Oh, we got defeated." All right. So, all right, the pride of his heart has deceived them. All right. They're ending America. Okay. At the order of the elites. They're ending it. All right, as it is, this democracy. They go into a technocratic society. All right. Pretty much ruled by the elites. Okay. So there's going to be no more cheap oil. All right. And this is going to end our economy. All right. It's going to usher in that new world order, starvation, lack of resources, no jobs. All right. No low cost housing. Therefore, most will die of starvation or die in captivity in the detention camps. All right. That's the setup. All right. Second Ezra 15. We always read this. All right. Second Ezra 15, 14 through 19, I think. All right. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So when there's sedition of men, they're gonna lock the country down. Okay. When there's uh great sedition that's happening, people blowing up stuff or whatever. Okay. And we're headed in that direction. We're headed in that direction where people are going to revolt against this government because of the lack of jobs and stuff, right? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's going to be the lockdown. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. And that's what's coming. All right. So we're just here to warn you of these things. Second Esdras 16:68 through 73. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection. That's that insurrection again. People rebelling, civil war, civil unrest upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none. All right. We see that with the Mr. Freeze people, the ice people. Okay. We see that with them. They shall be like madmen, breaking in people's windows in their cars and pulling them out of their vehicles. Okay. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. You see that? That's what's coming. All right. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. All right. So all this is coming. All right. In the earth. But when all this happens, this is what they're going to do. All right. The government, they're going to swoop in like a savior, offering food and stability for allegiance to this beast system. All right. All right. To the Edomite Roman Empire. And you will be tempted to bow down to this empire. Okay. And you'll be tempted to take the MOTB or starve. Okay. You're going to be tempted. All right. Because once they break everything down, all this violence going on, they know that you're gonna want relief. Okay. All right. Revelation 3:10. That's why the Lord told us this. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And that's what the MOT is designed to do. Okay. Once they bring this chaos and all this hell, people uh have a lack of bread and the civil war breaks out, then they're gonna come forth and say, hey, you can participate in society again once they get, but you're gonna have to take this implant. Okay. And that's how it's gonna go. And the Lord is telling you, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, you relying on wisdom, you know what the Bible says. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So you see that? So it's vitally important. Vital. Okay. But Esau's wrath that he's coming forth with now, it includes biological warfare, all right, genetically modified food. That's what they have done, all right, to the foods, newly created creatures, all right, including animals, insects, all right. And let me read Matthew 24, and that's the reason why the Lord has said this. I read it earlier, Matthew 24, that no flesh will be saved. I'll just paraphrase it, that no flesh will be saved, all right, if the elect is not, the Lord don't send the angel to deliver the elect. No flesh is going to be saved. Why? Because of Esau Edom and their diabolical way, all right? Okay, these experiments that they're coming forth with, all right? They have just, all right, the pestilence 19, all right, that was that was set up to put to death a lot of people, and it did. It worked. Okay. All right. And the potion as well. All right. To weaken the immune system. It was set up to weaken the immune system. And now what do we have? We have here recently, uh, they have released ticks. Okay. Ticks that modify your somehow cause you so you can't eat meat. Okay. All right. So unless the Lord does steps in and does something, they'll destroy and kill us all, okay? You have to understand that. That's what the scriptures is saying. I'll just read that real quick. Matthew 24, so you can understand it, what I'm trying to tell you. All right. Matthew 24 and 24. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. So the Lord is shortening the days because this devil is wicked and they're coming forth with everything they can to establish this new world order. They don't care how many people dies. Okay? You have to understand that. But Esau Edom will be destroyed. They will implant, they're going to be successful in a lot of their works, okay? They're going to implant a lot of people with these devices, okay? Uh, but not the elect of Israel. All right, their enterprise of a new world order is going to be interrupted by Armageddon. All right. So the Lord is going to step in, okay? All right, just as he did with the Tower of Babel, he's going to send forth the angels. Genesis 11:4 through 9, just as a reminder of what was done before. Okay. Genesis 11:4 through 9. And they said, go to let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower when the children of men build it. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Let let us go down and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth. And from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. And that's what's going to happen with their new world order plans. They're going to get a lot of it done, but they're not going to be able to finish because the Lord is going to bring forth World War III Armageddon, all right, and wipe them out. Okay. That's what's going to happen. Okay. So they're not going to fulfill their total desires. Okay. Let's go to Job 20:5 through 7. All right, Job 20, 5 through 7, and it reads that the that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Okay, you see that? The Lord is going to destroy Esau, Edom. Okay, all right. Verse 15, he has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asp, the viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter, and that's the kingdom of heaven. That which he labored for shall be that which he labored for, all right, they conquered all these nations, took all the resources, for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be. All right. The payment for what they have done in the earth. And he shall not rejoice therein. All right. And why? Because he is oppressed and has forsaken the poor, because he has violently taken away an house which he builded not. Doesn't that fit the so-called white man? Yeah. Surely Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. Then that new world order, right? There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, when they get this new world order established, all that, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right. And we can see reverberations of that now. They just said somebody shot at the White House again this week. All right. Today. All right. Okay. Verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Okay. All right. So the Lord is going to bring forth this World War III. He shall flee from the iron weapon being that missile, and the bull steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, out of the silos in the ground. Okay. The silos it cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. Tabernacle being the body of the man's body. Okay. All right. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity. That's the prophets, the men of the Lord. And the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath, in the day of the Lord's wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. The Most High appointed the heritage of so-called white man, the wicked. All right, Esau, Edom. So that's what's coming upon them. They're not gonna be successful. They're gonna get only but so far. All right. Where the Lord is going to preserve his elect. All right. And destroy all rebellious Israelites. Okay. So we go to Matthew 24, 30 and 31. All right. So when they fire off these missiles that we read that it's going to come out of the body, that those silos, the Lord is going to preserve his elect. All right. Matthew 24 and 31. And it reads, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Okay, he's going to deliver the elect, the scattered elect, Deuteronomy 28 and 64. All right, the children of Israel. Okay. right? The elect from amongst them. Okay. But the rebels of Israel are going to be left here and destroyed. They're going to suffer the same fate as Esau, Edom, and all those who side with him. Okay. They're going to suffer the same fate. Zechariah 13:8, which tells us that. Zechariah 13:8. And it reads, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, two parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. All right. So you see what it says is two parts therein shall be cut off and die. That's 2/3 of Israel. But the third, that's 1/3, shall be left therein. The Lord's going to preserve 1/3. And I will bring the third through the fire, the great tribulation, famine, all of that, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. All right, so they're going to be tried. All right, the elect is going to be tried. Okay, and that said, I think Sirach 2 and 5. Let's see, that'd be Ecclesiasticus 2 and 5. I think that's what that is. Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 2 and 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. The great tribulation. There's going to be a hell of a lot of adversity. Trust me. All right. All right. So repent, for the Lord's day draws is coming. Coming. Okay. All right. It's going to come as a thief in the night. A lot of people going to be caught off guard. All right. 2 Peter 3:9-13. 2 Peter 3:9-13. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, the promise of everlasting life, the promise of all the things that's going to come to the Israelites. Romans 9:3-4. Okay, they're gonna inherit the whole earth. Okay. All right, to be ruling as kings and priests of the whole earth. You understand? All right, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance, all the Israelite, the seed of Israel. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. You see that? In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. I mean, literally on fire. Okay. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Okay. What person you should be at this time? You should be seeking the Lord. You should be praying. Okay. You understand? Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. That's that nuclear fire. Okay. All right. It's gonna burn everything up, all the elements. All right. Verse 13. Nevertheless, we, all right, that will be the elect, the men of the Lord and believers, according to his promise, look for new heavens, okay, a new heavenly rulership here, and a new earth, okay, wherein dwelleth righteousness, because the Lord is going to be ruled in righteousness, not in wickedness, okay. All right. All right. And we will end here at Deuteronomy 30:15-20. All right. And this were the words of Moses. Okay. Deuteronomy 30, 15 through 20. All right. It says, see, I have set before thee, all right, you Israelites. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil, in that I command thee day to love the Lord thy power, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord thy power shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thine, but if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, whether thou passest over Jordan to go to it, to go to it, possess it. Verse 19, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Lord thy power, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is life, thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai swear unto his fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. Okay, so we need to seek the Lord um, uh, consistently. All right, listen to the brothers. Okay, brothers mainly that have the 100% truth, a great millstone, and pray. Okay. Pray often. So with that, I say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rikakwadash, Shalom.